Captain Taeho Kim stood at the window of the UN building, looking up at the massive alien ship hanging in the sky. It was day 3 since the strange vessel had appeared over New York, silent and waiting. The world had stopped in shock, all eyes turned upward. "They're moving," said Jiwoo, pointing at the ship's underside where a section was opening like a flower. Taeho nodded, his mouth dry. As Earth's senior diplomatic officer, he had trained for this moment. But reality felt very different. From the simulations, "All representatives, please take your seats," announced the UN Secretary General. "First contact is about to begin." The world leaders sat nervously around the large circular table. Cameras broadcasted the historic moment to billions of watching humans. A beam of light shot down from the ship and 3 tall figures materialized in the center of the room. The aliens were insect-like, with 4 arms and large compound eyes that reflected the room in hundreds of tiny mirrors. The tallest alien stepped forward. It wore a complex metal suit covered in blinking lights. "I am Ambassador Grohl of the Galactic HFY." It clicked and buzzed in a strange language. The translation computer worked quickly, converting the sounds to human speech. "We represent 327 advanced species united under one rule." Taeho watched the faces around him grow pale. The alien's voice was cold and mechanical through the translator. "We have studied your planet from afar," continued Ambassador Grohl. "Your species is primitive but has potential as servants. The hegemony demands your immediate surrender and integration. Humans will serve as labor class designation 4. The room was deadly silent. Then something strange happened with the translation system. It sparked, smoke rising from its circuits, and began translating again in a completely different voice. "People of Earth," came the new translation, "we have traveled far to find the source of your amazing cheese puffs. The hegemony demands your snack recipes and wishes to integrate your delightful dance moves into our boring space parties." Director Jiwoo Park, sitting next to Taeho, made a strange noise. He looked over to see her biting her lip, eyes wide. A small snort escaped her as she tried to hold back laughter. The alien continued speaking gravely, unaware of the translation error. "Resistance is futile. Your weapons are no match for our advanced technology." The translator spoke again. "Your cheese puff technology is superior. Our snacks are bland and make terrible crunching sounds." The President of France suddenly let out a laugh, quickly covering his mouth. The British Prime Minister followed, shoulders shaking with suppressed giggles. The aliens froze, compound eyes fixed on the laughing humans. They turned to each other, making rapid clicking sounds. "What strange response is this?" asked a smaller alien. "Our threat displays usually cause fear or aggression." The translator, still malfunctioning, converted this to, "Why are they so happy? Usually when we threaten planets we get screaming or begging, not this strange noise." That broke the dam. Laughter spread around the table like wildfire. World leaders who normally argued about everything were united in uncontrollable laughter. Taeho tried to stay professional, but when he saw the alien's confused head tilting, he couldn't help himself. Tears ran down his face as he laughed. "What is happening?" clicked Ambassador Grohl frantically. "Is this some kind of defense system?" The translator spoke. "Are they attacking us with this strange sound? Is this Earth's secret weapon?" This only made the humans laugh harder. Some were now holding their sides in pain. The aliens began backing away slowly, clearly alarmed. Their forearms moved in defensive positions. "We will retreat and analyze this response," Grohl announced. "The hegemony will return." As quickly as they had arrived, the aliens vanished in their beam of light. The room slowly quieted as the laughter died down. Taeho wiped tears from his eyes. "I think we need a new translator," he said, setting off another round of giggles. Later, that day the UN Security Council met in emergency session. Reports came in that the alien ship had moved to high orbit. "What do we do now?" asked the Secretary General. "They'll be back and probably angry." Professor Dong-Hae Lee, Earth's top xenobiologist, spoke up. "I don't think they were angry. I think they were confused. Did you notice how they reacted to our laughter? Like they'd never seen it before," said Jiwoo. "Exactly. said Donghae. I believe we've discovered something important. These aliens may not have humor. They don't understand laughter. Taiho looked up at the ceiling, thinking about the massive ship above. You mean our greatest defense against an advanced alien empire might be comedy? Jiwoo nodded slowly. They have no idea what to make of us. Then we have work to do, said Taiho. If they come back looking for a fight, we'll give them a show they'll never forget. As the meeting continued, satellite images showed the alien ship sending messages into deep space. The galactic hegemony was calling for reinforcements, completely unaware that they had just encountered humanity's secret weapon, the ability to laugh in the face of fear. 3 weeks after the first contact incident, Dr. Minho Lee stood in his laboratory, watching the large screens that showed the 7 alien ships now orbiting Earth. The galactic hegemony had returned as promised, but instead of weapons, they had sent scientists. They're coming down again, said his assistant Hijin Kang, pointing to a blinking light on the monitor. Minho nodded. Get the team ready. And remember, try not to laugh at them this time. Hijin's lip twitched. I'll do my best, Doctor. The aliens had been confused by humanity's laughter during their first visit. Now they had sent their top xenopsychologist to study humans, convinced that laughter was some kind of advanced psychological weapon. The landing pad outside the research facility lit up as the alien shuttle descended. 4 tall, insect-like beings stepped out, led by a blue-skinned alien called Dr. Vrex. Greetings, Earth scientists, buzzed Dr. Vrex through the new translator. We continue our assessment of your species' unusual defense mechanisms. Minho bowed slightly. Welcome back. We're happy to assist with your research. The aliens followed him into the facility. They carried strange devices that hummed and clicked, measuring everything around them. Today, we wish to test human responses to threatening stimuli, said Dr. Vrex, in controlled conditions. Minho led them to the testing room where 20 human volunteers waited. The aliens had been running tests for days, trying to understand what triggered the human laughter response. Dr. Vrex activated a large screen. It showed images of the alien fleet destroying Earth landmarks. Your species will be eliminated if you do not submit, the alien announced in a serious tone. The volunteers looked at each other. Someone in the back row snickered. Dude, those special effects are worse than that movie Sharknado, said one young man. Soon the whole room was chuckling. The aliens recorded everything, their compound eyes reflecting the laughing humans. Fascinating, clicked Dr. Vrex to his colleagues. They respond to threats with this strange behavior. Is it a form of defiance, or perhaps a neural malfunction? Later, that afternoon, Professor Hijin Kang led the aliens through another experiment. Known for her serious demeanor, she had been chosen specifically to work with the aliens. Today we will demonstrate human responses to stress, she said flatly. As you can see, our planet faces many challenges. She showed slides of climate change, political conflicts, and other human problems. Her delivery was completely emotionless. Yes, imminent planetary destruction is concerning, but have you tried our coffee? It'll kill you faster. The human observers burst into laughter. The aliens frantically recorded data. The sound spreads like a virus, observed one alien scientist. When one human makes this noise, others begin as well. In the cafeteria, an unexpected event occurred. Junior alien researcher Zilk was carrying a tray of human food samples when she tripped on the stairs. She tumbled down, her forearms flailing as food flew everywhere. The humans in the room gasped, then several rushed to help her up. As they did, some chuckled softly. Are you okay? Asked a human scientist, smiling as he helped clean purple alien, food from Zilk's exoskeleton. I am undamaged, replied Zilk, confused by the human's facial expression. Why do you make the sound now? I have failed, not threatened you. Oh, we're not laughing at you, the scientist explained. Well, maybe a little. But it's because falling is something that happens to everyone. It's funny because we relate to it. Zilk tilted her head. Humans find connection in failure? Sometimes. It's called humor. It helps us cope with difficulties. That evening, while the other aliens were analyzing their data, Zilk secretly accessed the Human Information Network. She searched for humor and laughter, fascinated by what she had experienced. For hours she watched human comedy videos, observing how humans used this strange behavior. Sometimes they laughed at surprising things, sometimes at clever word combinations, often at the misfortunes of others, but usually minor ones that caused no real harm. They used this response to reduce fear, she noted privately in her research log. It appears to neutralize negative emotions. Could this be an evolutionary advantage our species lacks? Meanwhile, Dr. Vrex reported to the Hegemony High Command. The human laughter weapon remains a mystery. When threatened with destruction, they respond with this sound instead of fear. We have tried increasingly serious threats, only to be met with what they call memes and jokes about our appearance. Continue your research, ordered the commander. Find the source of this power and determine if it can be neutralized. Unknown to the aliens, humanity had already begun preparing its defense strategy. If the hegemony wanted war, Earth would respond with its most powerful weapon, comedy. As Minho reviewed the day's findings, he smiled. The aliens were looking for some advanced technology or psychic ability. They couldn't understand that laughter itself was humanity's greatest strength. The ability to find joy even in the darkest moments. Tomorrow, he said to Hyejin, let's introduce them to stand-up comedy. General Do-Yun Park stood in the command center, watching the large screen that showed 3 alien ships firing at empty land in the Sahara Desert. The Galactic Hegemony had finally lost patience with their research and had moved to intimidation tactics. Sand turned to glass as their energy weapons hit the ground, leaving large craters. They expect us to panic now, said Do-Yun, his face calm despite the attack. They want us to beg. Commander Suman Cho nodded beside him. Standard alien invasion protocol. Show force, cause fear, demand surrender. Too bad we don't follow. The standard victim protocol, said Do-Yun with a small smile. Prepare Operation Comedy Strike. Around the world, humans watched the alien attack on their screens. Instead of causing mass panic, something strange happened. Internet memes about the aliens spread faster than the news of the attack itself. People shared jokes about the dramatic aliens who can only hit sand. Commander Suman looked at the incoming alien message. They're demanding we surrender within 1 hour, or they'll target a small city next. Perfect timing, said Do-Yun. Our response is ready. Send it on all frequencies. Across the alien fleet, screens lit up with an incoming Earth transmission. The aliens prepared to receive Earth's surrender. Instead, they saw a human standing alone on a stage. Good evening, aliens, said the comedian. Tough crowd tonight. You guys look tired. Is it the long space travel or just the weight of all that superiority complex? The comedian began a brutal roast of the alien leadership, making fun of everything, from their appearance to their failed intimidation tactics. Their ships look like space eggplants, he joked, clearly compensating for something. In the alien command ship, leaders watched in confusion and growing anger. What is this response? Demanded Fleet Commander Zox. We show them our weapons and they send a single human making strange statements. On Earth, more comedians joined the broadcast, each taking turns mocking the invaders. Humans around the world watched and laughed together, fear turning to shared amusement. In the alien research vessel, Dr. Vrex watched with scientific interest. Fascinating. When faced with real danger, they increased the intensity of their psychological defense mechanism. Junior researcher Zilk, who had been secretly studying human comedy, noticed something important. The humans are not just making noise, they are bonding through this shared experience. On the main alien ship, anger grew. Target their broadcast centers, ordered Commander Zox. But as the aliens prepared to fire, something unexpected happened. Their targeting systems began showing strange errors. Human hackers had infiltrated their network and replaced target coordinates with comedy clips and funny cat videos. Their technology is primitive. How is this possible? Screamed Zox. The answer was simple. While the aliens had been studying human laughter, they had missed something important. Humor made humans creative and resilient. Their computer experts had worked together, finding solutions that more rigid thinking would miss. Commander Su Min directed Earth's defense forces with a calm efficiency mixed with battlefield humor. Squad 5, move to Sector 3, she ordered. And remember, if you see those tall aliens, tell them their exoskeletons make their butts look big. The soldiers laughed, tension breaking as they moved into position. The alien command structure began to fracture. Some species in the hegemony found themselves strangely affected by human humor. Others found it deeply disturbing and wanted to destroy Earth immediately. This cannot continue, said Commander Zox. Prepare the fear weapon. The aliens had brought a special device designed to broadcast feelings of terror and hopelessness. They activated it, aiming at Earth's major cities. But humanity had one more surprise. As the alien fear weapon powered up, Earth broadcast something new to the alien fleet. Videos of human children laughing while playing. The simple, pure joy of children playing in parks, splashing in water, and giggling at silly faces filled the alien ship's screens. The sound of children's laughter, innocent and free, spread throughout their vessels. Many alien crew members stopped what they were doing, transfixed by the sound. Even those species without a sense of humor could recognize the pure joy in those young voices. In the research ship, Silk watched in amazement. This is their true power, she realized. Not just deflecting fear through humor, but creating joy even in dark times. The fear weapon faltered as its operators became distracted by the children's laughter. Some aliens began making strange sounds of their own, awkward attempts at laughter. What is happening to my crew? Demanded Commander Zox, watching as discipline broke down across the fleet. Dr. Vrex observed with scientific detachment. I believe, Commander, that we are witnessing a form of emotional contagion. Human laughter appears to activate dormant neural pathways in many of our species. On Earth, General Dohyun watched the alien ships. Their attack had stopped. Some ships were even pulling back to higher orbits. It's working, said Sumin in surprise. They really can't handle laughter. Laughter is humanity's oldest weapon. Against fear, said Dohyun. When all else fails, we've always been able to laugh at the darkness. As the children's laughter continued to broadcast, a message came in from the alien research vessel. It was short, but remarkable. We wish to understand more about this joy. The first battle had been won not with weapons, but with humanity's unique ability to find humor even in the face of destruction. Ambassador Jin-Young Choi looked at the 5 aliens standing nervously in the United Nations meeting room. They wore civilian clothes instead of military uniforms and had removed their weapons. The leader stepped forward, a tall blue-skinned being with 4 arms and large eyes. I am Sub-Commander Klex, the alien said through the translator. We represent 32 crew members who wish to defect. Murmurs spread through the human delegation. This was unexpected. Defect? Asked Jin-Young. You wish to leave the hegemony forces? Yes, said Klex. We request asylum on Earth. We wish to learn this. Laughing. Jin-Young tried to keep his face serious, but a small smile escaped. You want us to teach you to laugh? We have observed that it gives humans great power, said another alien. We wish to understand. After careful security checks, the aliens were granted temporary asylum. Jin-Young was put in charge of their humor education program. First lesson, he told them the next day, holding up flashcards. Knock-knock jokes, very advanced material. The aliens watched with intense concentration as Jin-Young demonstrated. Knock-knock, who is there? The aliens responded in unison, having practiced this phrase. Lettuce. The aliens looked confused. Lettuce who? Let us in, it's cold out here. The room was silent. The aliens looked at each other. This is funny, asked Klex uncertainly. Well, not very, admitted Jin-Young. But it's a start. Meanwhile, in space, the galactic hegemony was splitting into factions. Some wanted to increase the attack on Earth, while others were curious about human emotions. These defectors are traitors, shouted Supreme Commander Drox during a fleet meeting. Any who show interest in human behavior will be removed from service. But it was too late. Videos of humans laughing had spread through the alien ships. Some crew members watched them in secret, fascinated by this strange human behavior. On Earth, Lieutenant Yunha Yang had been assigned to train the alien defectors for undercover work. She specialized in military tactics but found herself teaching comedy instead. "Today we learn slapstick," she told the aliens, setting up a training course with banana peels and cream pies. The aliens were serious students. They practiced falling, making funny faces and telling jokes with the same dedication they once gave to military drills. "Remember," Yuna told them, "timing is everything, for both jokes and explosives." After 2 months of training, the defectors were ready. Using the communication codes they still knew, they began broadcasting comedy back to the alien fleet. They sent Earth jokes translated into alien languages, funny videos and messages encouraging others to question the hegemony's fear of human emotion. An underground rebellion spread through the alien ranks. More crew members began secretly watching human comedy. Some even tried laughing, making strange honking or whistling sounds as they attempted to copy humans. Klex led a team of defectors on a daring mission back to the alien command ship. They wore ridiculous disguises, fake mustaches, big hats, and colorful clothes that no serious alien would wear. "They will never recognize us in these outfits," Klex said confidently, wearing a red clown nose over his alien breathing apparatus. Surprisingly, the absurd disguises worked. The guards were so confused by their appearance that they didn't think to check identification. The rebellion team made their way to the main communication center. There, they installed a special program created by human and alien computer experts working together. It was a virus, but not a harmful one. It spread through the ship's systems, changing serious military messages into jokes and replacing weapon targeting displays with funny cat videos. When Commander Drox ordered the final assault on Earth, nothing happened. The weapon systems had been reprogrammed to project laugh track sounds and play old comedy routines instead of firing. "What is happening?" screamed Drox as his fearsome threat speech was broadcast with silly background music. Back on Earth, humans and defector aliens watched the chaos unfolding on the hegemony ships. Some alien crew members were openly laughing now, their resistance broken by the absurdity of the situation. "I don't understand," said Jin Young, watching the alien command ship's erratic movements. "How did simple humor defeat such an advanced civilization?" Klex tilted his head thoughtfully. "Your humor is not simple, Ambassador. It is complex and powerful. My species evolved to fight through fear and aggression. We never learned to process fear through laughter like humans do. So when you can't laugh at your fears, they control you," said Yunha. "But when you can laugh, you become free." More alien ships appeared in Earth's orbit each day, but they weren't attack vessels. They were defectors, curious about this strange, human power called humor. The Supreme Commander of the Hegemony sent one final message before retreating from Earth's solar system. "This planet is declared quarantined. The human emotional contagion must not spread further into the galaxy," but it was too late. The revolution of laughter had begun, spreading from ship to ship like a joyful virus. The most powerful force in the universe turned out to be not weapons or technology, but the simple human ability to laugh in the face of fear. 2 years after the failed invasion of Earth, diplomat Junho Bai stood before the newly formed Galactic Council. The grand meeting hall was filled with representatives from hundreds of alien species. Some looked almost human, while others were completely different, floating gas clouds, crystalline structures, and insect-like beings with multiple limbs. "On behalf of Earth, I thank you for this historic gathering," said Junho, his voice calm despite the importance of the moment. Earth had gone from an unknown planet to the center of a galactic revolution. After the hegemony fleet retreated, many alien species had reached out to humans, curious about this strange power called humor that had defeated an advanced military force. Humanity proposes the establishment of the Interspecies Comedy Academy on Earth, Junho continued, in exchange for full galactic membership and protection. The alien representatives buzzed and clicked among themselves. The leader of the council, a tall green being with 6 eyes, raised a hand for silence. "This council was formed because of Earth's influence," said the leader. "Many of our worlds have been changed by contact with human culture. We accept your proposal. Construction of the academy began immediately in a beautiful valley near the ocean. Aliens from across the galaxy came to study the art of humor. It wasn't easy. Many species had evolved without the capacity for laughter. But humans were patient teachers. Major Young-Soo Han, who had fought in Earth's defense forces during the invasion, now found himself with an unusual partner. Former enemy Commander Draz, once a fierce hegemony officer, was now his co-teacher at the academy. Today we learn about puns. Young-Soo told a class of 20 different alien species. Jokes based on words that sound similar, but have different meanings. I have prepared an example, said Draz seriously. The large insectoid alien had been studying comedy with fierce determination. What do you call an alien with 3 eyes? The class waited. An alien, said Draz, drawing out the middle of the word. After a moment of silence, the human students in the class chuckled politely. Draz clicked his mandibles in what had become his version of a laugh. He still didn't fully grasp punchlines, but he was trying enthusiastically. Very good attempt, said Young-Soo with a warm smile. Humor takes practice. Across the galaxy, things were changing. The old hegemony was breaking apart as more species embraced emotions they had long suppressed. Some planets resisted, banning human culture and comedy as dangerous influences. But even on those worlds, underground humor movements spread recordings of human laughter. Dr. Zilk, the alien researcher who had first become fascinated by human humor during the initial contact, now led the Galactic Institute for Emotional Intelligence. Her studies showed that species who embraced humor were becoming more creative, more resilient, and more peaceful. Laughter creates bonds between different beings, she explained in her famous lecture series. It helps process fear and reduces aggression. Earth itself had changed too. Alien technology improved human lives, and alien visitors became common in cities around the world. Humans, in turn, shared their art, music, and most importantly, their ability to find joy in difficult situations. The highlight of this new era was the first Galactic Comedy Festival, held 3 years after the invasion attempt. Beings from across the galaxy gathered in a massive open-air theater built specifically for the event. The final performer was a surprise to everyone. Ambassador Grohl, who had led the very first contact mission to Earth, walked onto the stage. Once feared as the face of the invasion, he now wore casual Earth clothes and looked nervous. When I first came to Earth, Grohl began, his voice translated, for all to hear, I demanded your surrender. He paused. And you laughed at me. The audience was silent, unsure where this was going. I said, surrender your planet. But the translator made it sound like, surrender your cheese puffs. Grohl continued, his mandibles clicking in his species' version of a smile. The audience broke into laughter and cheers. Humans and aliens alike appreciated the former ambassador's ability to laugh at himself. After the festival, former General Min-jae Kwon stood on a hill overlooking the academy campus. As headmaster, he had watched thousands of aliens learn to laugh. A young human diplomat joined him. Did you ever imagine this when they first appeared in our sky? She asked. Min-jae shook his head. Never. We prepared for war, for technology battles. We never thought our greatest weapon would be our sense of humor. Do you think it will last? She asked. This peace? As long as we can laugh together, yes, said Min-jae. That's humanity's true gift to the galaxy. Not our technology or strength, but our ability to laugh when facing the darkness. Below them, a group of human and alien children played together, their laughter floating up the hill. Different sounds but the same emotion, bridging the gaps between worlds that once seemed impossibly far apart. In the night sky above Earth, ships from 100 worlds moved peacefully through space, many of their crews watching human comedy shows as they traveled between the stars, spreading the most contagious thing humans had to offer, joy.